Welcome back to the NFL Pick Series. Week 2 was an incredible week for us. We both went 4-1. I went 13-3 overall. Now let's get into Week 3. The Houston Texans traveling to the Baltimore Ravens. I picked Houston last week in my Suicide League as my pick, and boy almighty did they give me a scare. Do not pick division games for Suicide League. That is just absurd. We got out of it by the skin of our teeth, and we are still hanging in there. Baltimore, on the other hand, played the game just like Houston. Another division game against the Browns. The score was so low you thought the Ravens were just going to blow out the Browns, and it didn't happen. So this game's going to come down to, I think, the run. Joe Flacco hasn't been doing really good this season. Matt Schaub did pretty good against the Titans, but I'm pretty sure Arian Foster is going to run all over the Baltimore defense and give Houston the win. The Green Bay Packers traveling to the Cincinnati Bengals after the Bengals coming off a very strong win against the Steelers on Monday Night Football. Now the Steelers don't even show up to the games, so the Bengals, you don't realize their full potential. They did give the Bears a scare at Chicago in Week 1, so we're going to put the Bengals to the real test and put them up against the Packers. The Packers, on the other hand, if the Bengals defense can hold the Packers to no passing game whatsoever, they do not have any running backs to resort to that are any good by all means, but I do think Aaron Rodgers is just going to throw 3 touchdown passes on the Bengals, and Green Bay is going to come out of Cincinnati with a win. The Colts traveling to the San Francisco 49ers. I have no idea why we're doing this game. We picked this game because it was the only typical good matchup, that we thought was going to be okay. All the other games this week are either really one-sided or just shitty games. So the Colts traveling to San Francisco, I'm taking the 49ers. The last game we're doing is Chicago heading to Pittsburgh. Again, I cannot reiterate enough how much the games this week are just crazy, just boring games almost. There's only 1, 2, or 3 really good games, and everything else is just blah, here you go. So with that being said, again, I'm going to take Chicago. They are looking like the stronger team. Pittsburgh, like I said earlier, hasn't even been showing up to games. Week 1, they lost to the Titans at home. Pittsburgh's one of the hardest teams to beat at home in Pittsburgh at Heinz Field, and somehow the Tennessee Titans beat them. And then they travel into Cincinnati, a division game they needed. They were never 2 under 500 under Mike Tomlin since 2002, and now all of a sudden they're 0-2, looking to go 0-3. Quick shame report this week, as douchebags have not been commenting on the video with their douchebaggy ways. Although there is this guy. Now, a few questions I want to address. This isn't part of the shame report. I'm going to put it in the section with the shame report. These are just a few questions that I want to address. Why don't we cover all the games? Now, the thing is, we choose 4 of the best games and then an upset pick, so 5 overall. All the rest of our picks are after both of our upset picks in a line of who we pick. The reason we don't do all the games is because most of the games are one-sided. They're gimmies. So, that's why we don't do most of the games, and the video is going to be much longer. Would you rather watch a video between 5 and 7 minutes, or 15 and 27 minutes long? You don't want to hear us talk for that long. You just want to get the picks, know what's up, like the video. That's that. The next question, addressing something new this year, new feature we put in, is what's the number in between the games? The number in between the games is the spread. If it's negative, the home team is favored. If it's positive, the away team is favored. The team has to win by that many points for you to win the bet. Now, addressing another question related to the spread, we don't do spreads here. we didn't do them last year. This is just something I'm throwing in there for people to have a reference to who's going to win, what the betting odds are, who's favored. So when we say we're picking the teams, it's going to be straight flat out picks, who's going to win, who's going to lose. No scores. Scores come down to tiebreakers and suicide leagues or other things like that. But in these particular videos, we just do straight hard cold picks. We give you our opinions of the game, and then we like to watch people comment. So comment away.
Be sure to bring your death certificate if you decide to join